Saints of God, today I am full of matter. Yesterday I brought up a series I have begun on witchcraft acts in the church, on the pulpit, in the congregation. Yes, and I started with the old prophet yesterday. I wanted to go into David, the act of witchcraft that David did in the scriptures, but that old prophet thing has not yet left me. Yes, because it's really digging deep into my spirit. I have a thing about this old prophet. The old prophet is a voice that comes to counter what God has spoken concerning your life. So I am not doing, somebody was asking question. I am not doing this to spite any church. I'm doing this to equip that young prophet, that young man that God has given the word. Don't allow anybody come to counter what God has said. Yes, because this old prophet came to counter what God has said, and that young man died. That was the end of his ministry. Does that sound familiar to you? Let's go back to the Garden of Eden. Lucifer was in charge. Bible says he was with God. Iniquity was not, he was perfect with God until iniquity was found in him. Where was he? He was in the garden of God. He was in Eden. That was where he was. That was his first place. Now he offended and God took him out, and God brought in new man, freshness, someone that would represent him on earth. And what happened? The old prophet came. Oh, along came the old prophet. That's why Jesus called that old serpent. He came. What did he do? He to invalidate the word of God. That is what the old prophets do. They come to water down on the word of God that God has given to another young prophet. The offense of that young prophet was answering the heed or heeding to the word of God and going to the king in the city of the old prophet. I think before this time, the old prophet was one that held, he was one that held the city. He was the one in charge. But this time, God did not speak through him. God spoke to someone else, a younger man, a fresh anointing, because he was dull, he was down, he was old. So new thing, say, new thing I will do. God began a new thing with a new man. And this old man used his experience to bring down this old man. Because he saw this man now has the ears of the king. He came to talk with the king, and the king did not kill him. King did not arrest him. The king let him go. In fact, the king even offered him riches and reward. And he said, I will not take. What makes you think the king will not send for him another day? So this old prophet had to stop this. And he looked for a way to lie. The Bible says he lied. And know that offending God means death, and he made him to die. How many young prophets have not been destroyed by the old prophets today? I'll give one